if you followed me through the years, you probably know my grading system for the NFL draft. I don't do it. Mike Fisher reporting from Frisco, home of the Dallas Cowboys. The draft picks are in for Dallas, and of course, we all have to hurry to give our grades, and we've done that too. We do it. I don't give grades to the players, but our staff does, and it's the way the NFL is covered. So okay, but I don't give the Cowboys an overall grade of A minus for their draft, or an overall grade of B, or an F. I don't. I grade the plan, and then how well did they execute the plan. So I'm going to explain that in a minute, and then tell you where we're going here. First of all, let's do a quick review of who's who. First round, linebacker, Micah Parsons, Penn State. The Cowboys swore to me and continue to swear to me he's the top-rated defensive player on our board and a top 6 player on our board. Absolutely a star. He might 2 years from now be the Cowboys' best player. Really. Second round, Kelvin Joseph. He's got the off-the-field things, but he can play. And you wanted a little dog, D-A-W-G? Well, now you got one. He's also a rapper. You got that too. Third round, defensive tackle, Osa. Not the most gigantic frame, but go look at pictures of him in high school when he was the best wrestler in America. He is naturally bigger than most people. And now he's 6'3", 280. So, we're saying 6'3", 280 isn't a gigantic man. Relatively speaking, obviously, it certainly is. He has flashed at different positions along the defensive line. The Cowboys think he'll do the same thing here. We shall see. By the way, brother of an NFL player, he'll know how to get bigger if that's what the Cowboys want from him. Third round, defensive lineman, Chauncey Golson. Now, he does have a bigger frame at 6'5", 270, and does make plays on the edge. There's no question about that. Is there a cat behind me? One moment, please. Ugh. What? There's a cat. Yes, we have a cat, by which I mean she has a cat, by which I mean we have a cat. He's got skills that make him a solid prospect. I don't think Chauncey Golson sprints by you around the end. I think he's smart, and I think he's tough, and I think he's sound. Third round, Nashawn Wright, cornerback. You wanted a dog. Well, he told you I'm the next Richard Sherman. Not a blazing fast guy, but he's long at 6'4". Everybody around here is 6'4". I don't know that 6'4" cornerbacks work as well as Dan Quinn obviously thinks they will. We will see. But it did work for Sherm, and this kid thinks that it's going to work for him for all the same reasons. Fourth round, Jabril Cox. Knows his way around Frisco from all those championship games he played here before then ending up at LSU, where he played at a very high level. This is a athletic, coverage, linebacker, pursues, runs, covers. One of the reasons I don't give grades to players is because quite frequently, with all due respect to all the Twitter scouts and all the Facebook scouts and all the YouTube scouts, you tend to give him a higher grade if you've heard of him. Am I right or not? Fourth round, Josh Ball. Gigantic man at 6'8", 310 pounds. Physical, aggressive, has an attitude. If there's such a thing as a flashy college offensive lineman from Marshall, he would be that guy. Off the field stuff. Concerning, troubling. No argument there. 5th round, Simi Fehoko, wide receiver, Stanford. Again, if you're going to have 6'4" cornerbacks, you might as well have a 6'4" wide receiver that they can cover at training camp. And right after that pick, somebody on the Cowboys staff texted me and said, he's big, he can run, and he wins matchups. He's very athletic. He's not a big clunky guy, and you kind of think, oh, he's a possession receiver, but then he does run by you. 6th round, Quentin Bohanna. He has personality too. That much is clear. The other thing he has is holding in his big, broad shoulders and his big, thick chest and his large midsection. He has the Cowboys' hopes and Cowboys fans' hopes that we're finally going to have a fat guy in the middle, a wide body, a refrigerator, a space eater. And he said, after the draft, talked to the media, he told us, I'm a plug. I'm going to occupy blockers. Linebackers behind me are going to make plays. 6th rounder, let's take it easy. I think it was NFL Draft Bible that we were looking for his profile, and he didn't have one. So, they do a pretty complete job. If they didn't include him, you should probably be a little bit concerned, but you should be excited that the Cowboys are finally realizing, maybe our defensive tackle shouldn't be small. 6th round, cornerback, turning to safety, Israel Mukuamu. Israel, another big, long guy, and they're going to move him to safety, it looks like. So you can't say the Cowboys didn't draft a safety anymore. 7th round, the offensive lineman, and he played all along the offensive line in Nebraska, was a 2-year team captain, Matt Farniok. Hair down to here, long flowing locks. I'm sure they love that in Iowa. Utility guy. And that's a good dart throw in the 7th round. So, how do I grade the draft? Here's my story. So I came to DFW in 1990, worked for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, and it comes draft time, and we cover the draft, and then it's over, and my editor says, okay, on Monday morning, I need you to give me draft grades for all 32 teams. I said, okay, I'll do it. But I said, I just want you to know, I don't know anything about the Buffalo Bills. I don't know what they were planning to do. And if they drafted a Notre Dame running back in the 2nd round, then I've heard of him. If they drafted a Marshall Thundering Herd offensive lineman in the 7th round, I haven't heard of him. But you want me to give him a grade? Yeah, that's what we do. We give him a grade. So I did it. And then the next year I went to him in advance of the draft, and I said, first of all, don't make me do a Bills grading anymore. It's stupid. Our audience doesn't care. I said, secondly, I have a proposal for you. Let me work my butt off so I can do the research into what the Cowboys are trying to do leading up to the draft. And then let me grade their execution of their plan. So I'll do a story on the day before the draft, what are they planning, or the morning of. And then the Monday after, I'll do a story on how they did in terms of their execution. Well, I've been doing it ever since. So rather than me pretend, I know Josh Ball can't play, because I don't. And neither do you. Right? Oh, that Nebraska offensive lineman, he's really? You studied a lot of 7th round Nebraska offensive linemen, did you? No, you didn't. So I'm going to tell you what the Cowboys told me about their plan, and then let's together grade the execution. They said defense. Defense, defense, defense. That was a plan. They told the truth. They get an A for the execution of the plan of drafting defense. 8 of the 11 picks, defense. 11 picks, right? Does that sound right? Micah, Kelvin's 2, Osa's 3, Chauncey's 4, Wright's 5, Jabril's 6, Ball 7, Simi 8, Quentin 9, Israel 10, Matt 11. The dirty 11. 11 picks, and I believe 8 of them defense. So they get an A on the execution of their planned attack on defense. Next, they swear to me that Micah Parsons was the number 1 guy on their board, defensive guy, and a top 6 guy. If that's true, and you got him at 12, and they swear it's true, and I believe them, then you get an A for that. Now, what about the phone call to spot number 6? The trade-up call, which, like, out of one side of their mouth, they're saying, no, it didn't happen. On the other side of the mouth, they're admitting to me it did. See how I did that? That suggests confusion because I believe that the trade-up call to Miami, or the consideration of a trade-up call, included a conversation in-house about cornerback. Okay? And in this portion of it, I'm giving the Cowboys an F. So Micah is your number 1 defensive player, but you thought about trading up for a cornerback? And taking a cornerback before Micah? This is a Cowboy tradition. Things get a little wacky in that room. They built the board. By gosh, you spent 18 months, 15 months working to build that board. And then you thought about screwing it up in 15 minutes. So they get an F on the should we trade up, should we not, and who should we trade for? They seemed confounded themselves. The execution of the plan as it relates to picking players and not positions. That is to say, don't pick traits. Yeah, they didn't do very well there. They drafted the 2 tallest cornerbacks in this whole selection process. That's not a coincidence. So they drafted traits. That much is clear to me, and I always think that's a bad idea. And they said they weren't going to do that. They said we're just going to draft players who can play, and that's not exactly what happened. We'll see if these players can play. So, and then they absolutely were trying to trade up in the second round to get to the top, to get to 34 and 35. They say it wasn't for Trevor Merrick. They say that even had Trevor Merrick, the safety, been available when they did pick at 44, they were going to instead take Joseph. I don't know. They swear it again. This time, I'm not sure I believe them. And I said this to Stephen and Jerry in that first night's press conference. I said, you guys always say that you pinpointed your guy. You've been telling me that for 31 years. And we did have some fun with it. And then finally, I said to Stephen in that press conference, suggesting to him my belief that they were going to package picks. Again, they did try once for sure in the second round, once, as far as I'm concerned, in the first round. But in the end, Stephen said, no, we need all these darts. Well, you know what? They used all the darts. So the overall execution of the plan, did they accomplish what they wanted to accomplish, regardless of whether or not any of these players can play a lick? The answer to that is yes. They set out to do defense. They set out to think we need all these darts. And in those two regards, even with a little wobble on their board, the Cowboys really do get a top-notch grade for the execution of the plan, whether you and I like the plan or not. Thank you for subscribing to what we do. Thank you for hitting that bell that tells you when we come on. And thank you for giving us likes that tells Cowboy Nation that we are beating the world at what we do. There is a Fish Premium subscription area we'd love for you to go to. And we got Uncle Fish Market goodies as well. Keep it right here. We will talk also about the RKG issue. Did the Cowboys just kill it? Character stuff. And if you hunt around here, you'll find our visits on the subject of Dan Quinn and how he's very much running his department over here. And then also, I think something you'll find of interest. Did the Cowboys just send a message to Jalen and to Van Der Esch? All that here on the Fish Channel. Fish out.